Portland Trailblazers and the Toronto Raptors, and this ball game came down to the wire here. Pascal Siakam missing a big shot to win it, and CJ McCollum a huge game in this one, and a big shot to win the game for Portland. Now we'll go to the box score here, and we'll start off with Alex Len. He got the start in this one, but he has no fantasy value at all. He played 9 minutes in this game, and he didn't bring anything to the stat line, so Len, he shouldn't be on any fantasy rosters unless, you're in a crazy deep league. OG Anunoby, another good game for him here. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 9 from the field for OG, 4 for 6 from downtown. So these Raptors, they're struggling this season, 2-8 on the year, but their starters are getting heavy minutes, and they're pretty much going with a 8 or 9 man rotation right now. So Anunoby, he's getting opportunities. He was a sleeper for a lot of people this season going into fantasy drafts, and so far he's delivering for owners. Fred VanVleet, he had an off game in this one, surprisingly. 10 points, only 6 assists, 4 of 13 from the field, 2 of 7 from downtown. So VanVleet, he's a good ball player. He's having a great fantasy season so far, but I think he's starting to slow down just a little bit right now because his numbers, he was playing over his head where I don't think he was going to keep it up in the last couple games now. Those numbers have dropped, but Fred VanVleet, he's a good player to have you on your fantasy roster, and I think he'll be fine. Pascal Siakam, a nice triple-double in this one. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, 9 of 17 from the field. So Siakam, he's really getting it going now ever since Toronto sat him out that game after he walked off the court earlier before the game was over. But since then, he's taken off. He's putting up big numbers, and he was a top 30 ranked player, in my opinion, coming into the season because he could do things like this, Siakam. For a big man, he moves like a guard. He's a great passer of the basketball, and he's starting to shoot the basketball better, even though in this game, he didn't add a 3. So a great night for Siakam. I know he missed a buzzer beater to try to win it 2 nights in a row, but this guy's a gamer. He's going to try to improve and get better, and he's not scared of the big moment. Kyle Lowry, he's a player I said to sell high this week, but he had a decent game as far as stats. Just his field goal percentage took a total hit in this one. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 17 from the field, 3 of 12 from downtown. So Kyle Lowry, he's been solid this year, but I would sell him high because I don't know if he's going to make it through the whole season, and these heavy minutes are going to wear and tear on Lowry, a veteran who's been in the NBA 10 plus years now. I don't think his body's going to hold up with these major minutes, but Nick Nurse here, this team's struggling at 2-8, and he's trying to throw his best players out there for major minutes, but we'll see if Lowry holds up. Chris Booker, another huge game here for him, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and an assist, 7 of 12 from the field, and a great 5 of 8 from downtown. So Booker, he was a sleeper as well this season, and so far he's shattered expectations of what people thought he would do. This guy, he's blocking a lot of shots, he's hitting threes, he's playing the 6-man role here for the Toronto Raptors, and he's getting the job done. But Booker, he's a player I would sell high because I don't think his value is going to be any higher than this, and right now in 9 category leagues, he's ranked number 21, so Booker, he's really playing great. But this is a definite sell-high candidate here because I don't know if he's going to put up these numbers the whole season. That's just my opinion. If you want to keep him, great, because he's producing. But if you could get something of goods in a trade, you definitely sell him high. Nolan Powell, he was a recommended pickup this week. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 for 4 from downtown. So Powell, he's going to play minutes. It seems like he's in and out of the lineup. Toronto, they just really don't have a set 5. It depends on the matchup. And on this night, they went with Alex Len as a starter. But Norman Powell and Booker, the only guys off the bench you really want to own here in Toronto. Portland now, Jusuf Nurkic, he got banged up in this one and left early, 2 points, 2 rebounds. So Nurkic, it's been a tough season for him, and he's not really giving fantasy owners what they want. So 2 points, 2 rebounds. We'll see what the outcome is with his injury, and hopefully he gets better. Derrick Jones Jr., 19 minutes, 4 points, 3 boards and assists. He's a better real-life player than fantasy. So right now, He's just a player. He's going to start for Portland, but he has no value. CJ McCollum, another huge game for him, 30.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 for 11 from downtown, and a nice 10 and 19 from the field. And CJ right now in 9-cat leagues, he's number one ranked in fantasy basketball, which is hard to believe. But McCollum, he's been a consistent player for years now for the Trailblazers and fantasy owners. But so far this season, he's going off and he's averaging 28 points a game. And I don't know if he'll really slow down that much. He's a consistent shooter. He barely misses games. He gets to the foul line. He's consistent. His passing is getting better. So CJ McCollum, he's balling out, and what a season for him so far. Robert Covington, another mediocre line. He got the start, though. 33 minutes, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 of 8 from downtown. So Covington, if I'm a Covington owner, I would be worried right now. He's just not putting up the huge numbers or anything of hugeness in either category. He's not scoring the basketball well. His three-point shooting is way down from last season. And last year, he just fit that Rocket team better, I guess, than he does here in Portland. Damian Lillard, another solid game. 23 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. And he went 8 for 16 from the field and 3 for 6 from downtown. So right now, it looks like CJ McCollum's the main man in the scoring category so far this season over Lillard. But Lillard's fine. He was a first-round pick for a reason, and he's going to have many big nights this season. Carmelo Anthony off the bench, he got a crazy 35 minutes of work in this one. 20 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 6 of 14 from the field, and 4 for 9 from downtown. So Melo, you know what you're going to get from him. 12 to 15 points on average, 5 to 6 rebounds, a couple assists, and now he's starting to hit threes. Carmelo, he fits this team well here in Portland. He's more of a catch-and-shoot player. No more ISOs for him, it seems like, with these other playmakers on this team. And it was a good landing spot for him. And if he's available in some of your leagues and you need some scoring and three-point shooting and a few boards, Melo, he ain't the worst of guys to pick up. Gary Trent in this one, 29 minutes, but no impact really. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 of 5 from downtown. So Gary Trent, I think an injury to Melo or a trade or something would open it up for him to have a good fantasy role. But in this game, it's just hard with all these good players and scorers here on Portland for Trent to be consistent and owned in fantasy leagues. Enes Kanter, another good game in this one. Only in 15 minutes of play, 14.6 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the field. So if Nurkic's going to be out a while, Kanter, his value's great already, but it's going to skyrocket now. So Enes Kanter, if he's out there in your leagues, he's still available in about 53% of fantasy leagues. I will pick him up. Rodney Hood, 13 minutes, 2 points. He has no value. And Harry Giles, 4 minutes, 2 points, 3 boards. So that was the Toronto Raptors at Portland recap. And that was the January 11th fantasy basketball and NBA recap.